is CTV News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. An alarming sight on a major artery during the afternoon rush, though police tonight say no kids were on board when a school bus crashed snarled traffic near EC Row. Investigators say the bus and a van collided in the southbound lanes of Howard Avenue right by the expressway. The crash forcing a shutdown of southbound lanes, creating a traffic headache through the area. The severity of injuries has not yet been determined, but the roads reopened. The investigation remains ongoing, and more information is expected to be released. And across the city, Windsor fire crews were called to a house fire on Curry Avenue just after 4 this afternoon. Officials say the fire started in the kitchen with the homeowner and their dog making it out safely. Damage, however, is estimated at around $200,000 with 4 people displaced. Meanwhile, downtown Windsor police say officers watched alleged drug deals unfold in real time Sunday morning, leading to 2 arrests and a big drug and cash seizure. 2 people, including a 16-year-old, were arrested and charged with drug trafficking. Police say they seized hundreds of illegal pills and more than $7,000 in cash. And in LaSalle tonight, Town Council has voted to continue letting a local pickleball association reserve the rights to some courts. It comes despite concerns LaSalle isn't charging enough for the playing time. CTV's Robert Lothian has been following this. Robert, how does this agreement work?
Yeah, well, Travis, for the past year, the LaSalle Pickleball Association has held exclusive rights to 3 courts in the town. This means during certain hours every week, they have courts reserved for their programming as well as play. One town resident believes the agreement is leaving money on the table.
I found, based on my market research, that the closest competitor is based in Windsor, and they charge $60 for an hour for a court. So I said, I think there's a huge gap. I think there's a gap of 97%, which is not a big deal if we don't build, if it was the old court.
Resident Simon Jacques asked the town to consider raising the cost. The Pickleball Association pays a fee of $6.10 per hour. Over the season, this creates about $1,200 in court revenue. Jacques feels the town could create more money to help offset upkeep costs. Town Council voted to keep the agreement at its current rate. Deputy Mayor Mike Akpada saying the association provides more than revenue to LaSalle.
They're doing free training for our seniors, they're making sure that our courts are used, and they are giving back to the community. So there are some things that you can't directly assess dollar values to. From our perspective, we're doing the right thing in our community, ensuring that the courts are used and that more and more people are being brought into engaging in pickleball.
Town staff say the agreement remains temporary. New courts are being built at the Volmer complex, and once open, the association can look to transition organized play to those services. Travis.
Thank you, Robert. That's CTV's Robert Lothian reporting live for us tonight. Talks between Essex Windsor EMS and its paramedics have hit another standstill. CUPE Local 2974 says future bargaining dates were canceled after conciliation ended without a deal. The union says it's now waiting for an essential ambulance services agreement from the Ontario Labour Relations Board. After that, a no board report could be filed, starting a 17-day countdown to a possible strike. The County of Essex did not respond to a request for comment. Another major round of labor negotiations is now getting ready to begin in the auto sector, with Unifor saying Ford will once again be the first of the Detroit 3 to come to the table.
We all sit down and go over the companies and the challenges, and then we look at the company itself, and Ford has always said, listen, we'd like to go first. We'd like to lead. Not all companies want to do that. And so we recognize that, on top of the fact that Ford has always continued to follow through with their investments, which is also important, especially in the times we're in today.
The union represents thousands of auto workers across Canada, including 2,000 here in Windsor, where job security is expected to be the biggest issue at the table. This year's talks also come with major uncertainty, including continued U.S. tariff threats, questions around electric vehicles, and growing concerns about the long-term future of auto manufacturing in Canada.
That's always our priority, making sure that people have jobs, making sure we're not being decimated by the current politics out of the U.S. and the current trade policies. So that's key. And then the other things that are always important, making sure we don't go concessionary, making sure we're making gains for our members, making sure we're looking at pensions and wages and making sure they're in the forefront for our members.
Meantime, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is applauding bipartisan efforts in U.S. Congress to ban the importation, manufacturing, and sale of Chinese vehicles, along with vehicle software connected to China. Unifor Local 200 President John Dagnolo says he's pleased to see Whitmer speaking out on the issue.
You have to have people lead, and you just can't have puppets. And like in any industry, including the union, it gives me a different view. And if you don't get that different view and you just follow, then you're in a lot of trouble.
Back here at home, today was the day to get your census filled out, but there are some who are opting not to do it out of protest. Here's CTV's senior correspondent Heather Wright with that story.
During the last census in 2021, roughly 98% of Canadians filled out the survey, a vital tool according to Statistics Canada that helps governments make informed decisions.
I do feel betrayed by the government.
But some are choosing not to fill out this year's census as a way to protest the Carney government in the series of floor crossings that helped the Liberals secure a majority government last month.
We voted for a minority government. We didn't vote for a majority government. Why can't we have a say?
While Canadians have been asked to fill out the census by today, it's not technically a deadline. If people don't fill it out, they could receive follow-up phone calls or in-person visits until it is completed, which is required by law. Those who refuse could receive a fine of up to $500.
It's a key part of our democracy, but it's also fundamental for the basic services the government provides. You're going to want to know where the population lives if you're going to place a school, a hospital, a fire station, a police station. If you're planning transit routes, you need to know where people live and where they work.
Jeff Balby is the Assistant Chief Statistician for Statistics Canada and says all data collected is de-identified and securely kept within the organization.
We are absolutely required under law to keep all of the data that we collect here at StatCan within the walls of Statistics Canada so we can guarantee the privacy and confidentiality.
Statistics Canada says it is still too early to know how many people have refused the census, but they say according to preliminary numbers, the response rate this year is comparable to in the past. Heather Wright, CTV News, Brampton, Ontario.
Some of the best young hockey players in the world are coming to Windsor this summer, with the WFCU Center set to host the World Junior Summer Showcase. As CTV's Bob Belichico reports, it's expected to be a big win for the local economy.
It will maximize our sport tourism infrastructure.
The region is getting a big injection of sports tourism this summer after landing the 2026 World Junior Summer Showcase.
So it's a wonderful injection of about $300,000 to $400,000 into our local economy and help support a tourism workforce of over 11,600 people that are employed in tourism and hospitality, and further underscores the importance of sport tourism.
Hockey Canada is partnering with the city and the Windsor Spitfires for a second time after a successful run as co-host with Plymouth in 2024.
At that time, we really pushed hard and to provide the support and the infrastructure, and I think they were, quite frankly, shocked at the number of people that we got out for two, basically foreign teams.
That first impression paid off, as Hockey Canada is now bringing the entire showcase to town from July 26th to August 1st at the WSCU Centre, featuring Canada's national junior hopefuls along with the top players from Finland, Sweden, and the United States.
They saw this as a huge opportunity. It's a lift. It's something they can showcase, get it on the TV. You got fans in here, and, my bet is that we'll fill the place, particularly for the U.S.-Canada games.
LaSalle native and Nashville Predators prospect Andrew Gibson played in the showcase in 2024, but missed out on playing at the WFCU Centre for Team Canada.
It's great for not only the kids, but, the fans. You go a couple months in the summer without hockey. Everyone's kind of itching for it to come back, waiting, not knowing what to do. So to have this cut up the summer is going to be huge, and I'm really looking forward to it.
It's an important tournament, too, for players.
Yeah, this is huge for, making the team.
Canada will kick off the showcase against Sweden on July 29th, play Finland the next night, and cap it off against the United States on August 1st. Bob Belichico, CTV News.
Also this summer, you'll once again have the option to zip around on a rented e-scooter or bike, with Bird cementing a new agreement with the city. The two sides are working on some final details, but expect the equipment to be distributed in the coming weeks. The company says they'll also be putting out about 100 more e-bikes this summer, and a change coming for users: new drop-off zones. Riders will now have to park their wheels in designated areas rather than leaving them wherever they want.
The app will have all the parking locations outlined on the map. It will tell you if you're not in one, so you continue the ride. Like, you won't be able to end your ride until you get to one. So it might take some getting used to at first, but we're confident over time it'll be pretty seamless.
And while you're out and about, why not snap a picture? Molson kicked off a new campaign ahead of Canada Day, asking Canadians what it means to be Canadian. CTV's Chris Campbell reports.
From sports teams and shopping to culture and family connection, life in Windsor has long been shaped by its proximity to the United States. And for many residents, that cross-border connection is part of what makes Windsor distinctly Canadian.
A lot of friends over there, dinners, fun entertainment events. I would say we always go to Detroit. I feel like we're almost honorary Detroiters just being here in Windsor, but I definitely feel like we experience being Canadian differently just because of those close ties with the U.S.
Tourism Windsor Essex Pelee Island CEO Gordon Orr says Windsor serves as one of Canada's front doors.
We're the southernmost city in Canada, without question. The other thing is we're a gateway to this great country of ours, and that includes both trade and visitation.
Orr says more than 1.7 million American visitors come to Windsor Essex each year, making this region the first impression of Canada for many travelers.
We are the first impression that a lot of Americans receive, and we're a welcoming presence indeed.
My name is Joe, and I am Canadian.
Molson's new campaign invites Canadians to share photos capturing modern Canadian identity, though Windsor was not among the cities selected for the company's disposable camera giveaway promotion. Some residents say the city is often overlooked nationally.
Yeah, we're always ignored, but when you look at Molson as a beer, they're very big up north in Canada compared to us, because here locally we have a lot of breweries. We're so close to different beers.
We're very, very proud to be Canadian.
Others say Windsor's connection to Detroit is exactly what makes the city special.
I think the flagpole at the waterfront in front of the Rent Center, taking that picture, to me, I think that identifies, because the river's there. We're a 300-year-old community. And, the relationship between, it's moved back and forth over the centuries.
In Windsor, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time. And still ahead, if you love Dunkin, you'll soon be able to pick some up without crossing into Michigan when the coffee shops could come back to Canada. Stay with us. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is here with our first look at the weather tonight. And Gary, we're looking at more rain tomorrow.
Yes, more rain literally within the next, say, 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Could see some thunderstorms, which would technically be occurring in the morning tomorrow, Wednesday morning, right? A continuation of this disturbance. Temperatures are slightly below seasonal right now, but we're going to see a surge in terms of daytime highs. Average highs now essentially 20 degrees Celsius. We were in that 14 to 16 degree range. Look at this comma-shaped pattern, classic form of low pressure in our hemisphere, counterclockwise swirl around the core. Leading edge of this cold front has brought us showers, even some light thunderstorm activity in parts of the Midwestern tier of southern Ontario, upper Michigan, and more rain as I speak. The residual effects, so you can make out that counterclockwise pinwheeling swirl. Eventually, the core moves further east. That will bring some rain through the overnight, which is moments away, relatively speaking. And it looks like the north shores of Lake Erie will see most of it. Upwards of about 20 millimeters for Amherstburg, Leamington, Colchester, Kingsville, Pelee Island. Hello to our friends on the beautiful island there. Overnight temperatures are relatively mild. We'd normally be closer to about 8 or 9 degrees Celsius across the region. So it's cloudy, it's rainy, and there's a risk of some thunderstorm activity between midnight and, say, about 4 or 5 a.m. So thunder might rumble and keep you up. The temperatures through the midday, close to about 15 degrees. I think that's a good mark because that's when we'll likely reach our high between noon and about 1 p.m. tomorrow. So 15 degrees, still about 4 to 5 degrees below seasonal. We're looking at rain for tomorrow morning early. Pre-dawn thunder shower activity is possible. And then more rain through, I'd say, the morning rush hour. Still a cloudy day and a windy day throughout. Thursday, Friday look a lot better. Wow, 17, then to 21, and then to 27. We will see a 10-degree surge between Thursday afternoon and Saturday afternoon. Could see a light shower passing through, but I think the weekend's going to be very summer-like. There, I said it, summer-like, very warm, at least through to holiday Monday, 28, before we cool down to more seasonal values. Tuesday next week, closer to about 19, 20. Let's look at your 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Gary. Police up near Port Rowan continue to investigate after a father and his young son died while canoeing on Lake Erie Monday afternoon. Here's CTV's Jerry Dewan with that story.
Emergency responders were called to the waters just west of Long Point around 4 Monday afternoon for a report of overdue boaters.
While emergency crews responded to the area, both individuals were located by a passing boater approximately 2 nautical miles from shore. The Canadian Coast Guard attended and recovered both individuals from the water.
A 53-year-old man and his 7-year-old son were pronounced dead a short time later.
Both were wearing life jackets at the time of the incident, and police are continuing to search for the boat they departed shore in.
Robert Kuzners owns Interbay Marina and Trailer Park near where the incident happened. He declined to go on camera out of respect for the family, but he warns that being in the water at this time of year brings a specific set of concerns. Kuzners says his greatest concern for people on the lake at this time of year is the water temperature.
I did speak to the Canadian Coast Guard, and the water is anywhere between 7 to 10 degrees yesterday. So again, it really comes down to the fact that if you are going to venture out in the water, make sure that you do have warm clothing. Make sure you have a plan in place. More importantly, though, make sure you let somebody know when you're coming back.
The other concern is that emergency services geared towards boaters don't go into full effect until the May long weekend. Sanchuk says in smaller communities, everyone feels the loss, especially when a child is involved.
I was speaking to some of the first responders, one of the paramedics last night and early this morning, and they know who this young boy is. And again, it affects everyone.
OPP are now searching for the canoe the victims were in and are asking boaters and residents to call if they spot the vessel. Near Long Point, Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
4 reports coming from Ontario's Auditor General today touching on a wide range of topics. As CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris reports, the documents outline issues with truck licensing as well as government use of artificial intelligence.
They're powerful machines rumbling down Ontario's roads and highways. But the Auditor General's raising new questions about the training some truck drivers are getting. Her office hired undercover students to sign up, mostly at career colleges. In 2 cases,
students were not taught key elements such as left turns at major intersections, reverse parking, and emergency stopping.
Students were told to sign off on training they'd never done. The Premier expects training schools to maintain standards.
And if that's not happening, we get wind of it, we will shut them down.
But the auditor found a quarter of schools hosting basic training programs had never been inspected at all. Others were still handing out certificates even after being barred from doing so.
We have been overhauling this over the past 2 years and continue to do whatever we can.
Fraud in trucker licensing and testing have been well documented for years.
The government's not doing what they need to do to protect you, then you should be mad.
The auditor's spotlighting a gap in the money going to special education. Yes, it's gone up with inflation, but she notes schools are also seeing more children with more complex needs.
The funding is not keeping up with the growth, and that the school boards themselves are spending upwards of $200 million more on special ed than what they're receiving.
The Minister of Education feels the focus shouldn't be on a dollar figure, but
outcome. Would more EAs make sense? Perhaps, but only if you look at the actual mix. What does that student require?
Calandra admits the ministry hasn't done a good job of tracking outcomes or setting standards for when a child with special needs is excluded from a classroom.
They are failing our children, and they are putting them in harm's way.
Like an insulin type.
It's a tool meant to cut back on paperwork for doctors to help them see more patients. But Shelley Spence finds AI Scribe wasn't properly evaluated before contracts were signed. The application sometimes spits out information that's completely wrong. Those findings on the auditor's mind on a recent doctor's visit.
So I kind of mentioned, please look at the transcript when you're done.
The minister in charge insists this isn't an active issue.
That was in the testing mode where modifications were then done.
The auditor is flagging broader concerns with the government's use of AI, with public servants using unsanctioned chatbots, leaving the door open to sensitive data. The government has blocked access to some harmful sites.
If it happens, then the people will be talked to by our cyber team.
We heard directly from the auditor today that she's unlikely to investigate the government's purchase of that $29 million jet this year. Her schedule is full. The premier swore today that lawyers are working on getting us the receipts for the purchase of that jet and its return. At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
The TSX climbed 152 points today. In New York, the Dow added 56. The Nasdaq fell 186. The Canadian dollar lost almost a quarter cent. Gold dropped $42 an ounce. Oil gained more than $4 a barrel.
CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
If you love the U.S. coffee chain Dunkin' Donuts, you'll be able to grab a cup without crossing into Michigan soon. As CTV's Adrian Gobriel reports, Dunkin's coming back to Canada.
An iconic American brand has its sights set on taking a bite out of Canada's lucrative market for everything donuts and coffee.
The response we're getting today, I think we're going to probably be able to open one Dunkin' every week.
That's about 52 Dunkin' Donuts popping up across Canada per year beginning in 2027. Canadian food restaurant operator Foodtastic, that also runs other popular chains across the country, says it signed a master franchising agreement with Dunkin's American owner Inspire Brands to bring hundreds of locations north of the border. The last Dunkin' in Canada previously closed up shop in 2018 after Quebec franchisees successfully sued the company for not sufficiently promoting the brand.
They're going to slowly sort of nurture the brand in Canada and try to find a unique sort of flavor, unique menu for Canadians.
Just how that will land on the palate of coffee-craving Canadians has sparked heated donut shop debate.
Well, when I'm in the States, I do enjoy the Dunkin' Donuts.
Dirty secret.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't say no to Tim's.
Whatever tastes better, you're in.
Yes.
We would definitely try out the donuts.
Foodtastic, who now holds Dunkin's rights in Canada, is Canadian, and they're pouring cold water over any anti-American impulses.
We're based in Montreal and Toronto. We pay taxes here. The franchisees are all going to be Canadians.
It'll be interesting to see if Canadians pick up on Dunkin' and what happens to Tim's results as a result of this move.
CTV News reached out to Tim Hortons' parent company, asking if they plan to poke a hole in Dunkin' Donuts' lofty cross-country plans. They've yet to respond to our email.
Foodtastic's CEO tells us the company plans to spend the first 24 months opening up Dunkin' Donut locations in the Greater Toronto Area, as well as in Montreal, before setting their sights on the rest of the country. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
Let's take one more look at the 7-day forecast with CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald. And Gary, it's looking really nice and warm for the long weekend, but a little bit rainy.
You're right about that, Travis. I think temperatures, I'm not sure if we're going to see records. I don't think we'll see too many records falling, at least where we are in southwestern Ontario. I could be proven wrong, but I don't think so. But those values are going to surge starting Friday up to 21, so we'll be a degree or two above seasonal, and then close to about 28 to 29 degrees is projected between Saturday and Monday. Call it the Victoria Day weekend holiday. Some scattered showers on Saturday possible. More rain, again scattered and light possible, but not likely on Monday, and then Tuesday back to norm. So yeah, the heat is on, and I mean heat. 28 on Victoria Day, that's our projection as of today. That's warm. Wherever you are, stay dry. Rainy tomorrow. Have yourselves a good night. Travis?
Thanks, Gary. Finally tonight, a group of students at a Kitchener elementary school are working to make school zones safer for themselves and their classmates. CTV's Krista Simpson has the details.
Slow down. Kids cross here. Messages to drivers from Danielle, Aluna, Lottie and Emily, students at Janet Metcalf Public School in Kitchener.
It's important because if they don't slow down, like serious stuff can happen.
I understand that you were moved to create some art after a bit of an incident of road violence in your school zone.
The artwork was drawn when the students were kindergartners, a response to a close call and concerns about safety for the school community. Now, the students are in grades 2 and 3, and their work is being used to spread the message about keeping school zones safe.
I made the kids cross here. I made the 30-kilometer zone.
They really thought about what the problem was and what needed to be solved, and they came forward for us in ways that adults have not in a lot of times.
The signs come from Student Transportation Services of Waterloo Region through a grant from the Ministry of Transportation. Unveiled in time for Canada Road Safety Week, the signs will be displayed in front of 38 public and Catholic elementary schools in Waterloo Region.
It makes me feel grateful and proud because our signs are like at different schools.
The signs will be up over the next few weeks and will be brought out again during the next school year at times of heightened traffic risk. A student-led campaign reminding drivers of what's at stake when they're going through school zones. Krista Simpson, CTV News, Kitchener.
That's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.